that's the whole thing. I mean, how do we know God exists? Because that's the question. That will make words for you to drive all the way from New Jersey. Tell me. Why do we know God exists?
Well, you're going to go through all my faith journey or faith experience of my whole life. I would say a lot of it is by faith.
Okay, faith. Okay, so we don't know. Faith means we don't know. That's usually the.
I'm still on that journey. I've never seen him face to face, so
Okay.
a lot of it's by
But
faith.
Patrick, you believe that faith, the way you use faith right now is saying, I don't know this, but I wish was like that. Is that what faith means, right? I mean, that's when I hear people saying faith, that's basically what they say, is that I wish is like that, that's why I believe is like that. Am I right?
Well, I have the Torah
Right,
to live by,
right.
and I believe that God gave me that for a guideline for my life.
Right. But if you don't know if God exists, all this is just based in, is a symbiotic process. There's
a lot
nothing.
of it's by faith for myself, for my experience. I'm still growing.
Okay, that's great. Let's see. What about you, kids? Do we know God exists, or
As opposed to, like...
as opposed to not exist?
Yeah, I know that the question, but it makes a little more sense.
I mean, as opposed to be like a manipulation that somebody created, so everybody shut up and do what I say.
I would say we do not have, like, proof that the entire world would agree on, or else we would all hopefully agree. Like,
Right.
you look at the world, and obviously we do not have proof that everyone agrees on.
No, but I'm not asking about everyone. I'm asking you.
I would say yes.
Do you have any proof that God exists? It's very simple. It's a yes or no. And if you have, you have to tell us which one. That's all.
Oh. I don't know.
So that's no. Okay, you go.
Oh no. The Torah?
Yeah,
Is
but I
that
mean,
not truth?
I'm asking you. I mean, is that the proof you have that God exists? Is because there is a document?
It's part of it. The other part is I think he intervenes in our lives. In my classes that I just finished taking over there, we had a similar discussion. Does he intervene in our lives? And I believe he does. That there's no coincidences. That these things happen and.
Okay, so give me the proof. I'm asking objectively. I'm not asking, like, give me a proof. Like, I know I was about to buy a lottery ticket, but
This
God
is
came to me and said, buy that
Question
one.
101.
Yeah,
It was
give me
special
one.
test.
101 on the test.
Yeah,
Oh, what did I say?
we only did 100.
We did 100. That's the point. I'm afraid of making the wrong answer, but
There's no right answer.
okay. To me, you cannot look around you with nature, the universe, anything, and say this came from a big bang. This obviously everything around us has the mark of a creator. And if you believe that there's a creator, then you have to believe he exists.
Right. You know that the Zohar talks about a Big Bang, actually.
Yeah.
They talk like many years before. They talk about
Well, I saw something on the plane about the Big Bang, an article.
right. No, but that's okay. But okay, that's good. That's good. It's cute. It's not. You
It's
didn't
cute,
answer my
it's
question
cute.
yet, but it was good.
Well,
You
I'm
did
not
good.
the sharpest tool in the shed, okay?
No, you did good. But you did good. Okay, what's
I believe God exists.
but
And
objectively, I would say,
objectively,
I
what
asked for a Big Mac
all
and he
of
brought
this,
it
the
me.
whole world, the universe, it's here.
Uh-huh.
And I believe he created everything. He gave us humans the thought, the process of thinking, analyzing, making, creating. So we all have our little piece of God with us, within us. Thus, we create.
Because
and
we
make
are also
humans.
creators, in a sense.
If we emulate God, yeah.
And we are created, so the Torah says, in the image of God, and he put his breath in us, his spirit. Is this what the Torah says?
Right.
And Adam got to name the animals along with
And so we're still naming the stars and all these newfound crickets and stuff.
That's true. You have something to say, Laurie? No?
Okay, what's the answer from 101 that was 100 years ago?
We didn't have 101. That was a bad joke.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you. When you talk about something exists, you need to say. I mean, I believe that something exists
Doesn't exist.
because
It's
of
all here.
a reason. I mean, because I can prove it. Do you know how you prove that something exists in our world?
Because you can see it.
Not true.
Not true.
Not true. Like, can you see wind?
No, that's true. You cannot.
That has
Can
to
you-
be physical observation or experimentation and repeatability.
You can
Okay,
feel the wind.
so no, but the reality is this: what you're saying is this. In order for you to be able to do that, before you can do any of that, you need to know that it exists. When by knowing by exist, it has to be measurable. If something is not
Right.
measurable, you cannot test or check. So nothing exists in the material world if it's not measurable. That's what makes it material. You understand? You can have more wind, less wind, more happiness, less happiness. Every single thing that is in this world is measurable. So how do you know God exists? God exists in this world if there is something that you can measure in this world that shows that phenomena that we religious people call God. Am I right? Does that exist in this world? Yes or no? No. No, 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 no. You? What do you say, Brandy?
I still say yes.
Brandy say yes.
Everything that you see around here,
What do you see in the world that is God?
everything. I mean,
But
there's
on the
no-
same way, say everything, you can say nothing. So I mean, no, you have to say specific. Tell me one thing.
Well, there is not just
No, no, there's.
Diversity.
There was a question on the exam about that being created in the image of God, or what does that mean? And I could see, if I look at another human being, I could say I should see God in them,
Right, but it's a choice you're making.
and that's my faith.
But it's a choice you're making. You can look at someone and say, "Ooh, I would really love to shoot him."
There's, there's some people you don't see the image of God.
There's some people that you look at them and you see nothing. Exactly. I mean, that's the reason why we Jews know God exists is because of the law of thermodynamics. It has nothing to do with belief or anything. There is a law in this universe called entropy. And if there was no entropy, entropy is like this. Like, for example, if you buy like a car. What's a car? A car was a piece of rock, right? That existed a million years ago. You take that piece of rock that is a car today and you put it in your garage for a billion years, will go back to its original shape. Entropy is that you have a system, and if there is no force in that system, that life will become simpler and simpler and go back to where it goes. But if there is a force that called entropy, will make that system more complex. You understand? Think about the chess game. It started like with nothing inside, and people put effort to put the pieces there, and they start playing, and then all of a sudden, like a million megavolts of ideas was spent just in that little space because there was enough entropy, and the little thing of inanimated pieces became so important, and so many other choices because there was entropy in that chess set, right? The world, by any explanation, came from a more simpler form to a more sophisticated form that you can buy a telephone today that has more capacity than probably most of the rockets that took people to out of the space. Why? Because there is an entropy in this universe, and the universe is getting more and more sophisticated. And you see that during this entire process, the world is becoming in this entire entropy. The entropy never stops in the universe, otherwise we'll become simpler beings and become unicellular, go back into the water and be what we were in the beginning if there was not entropy. But no, we're becoming more and more sophisticated to the point that the majority of the things that we deal with today are beyond our capacity to understand. We probably won't. The first generation that to live in a world where we press things that we don't know, we just take for granted that those things are happening, but they're all beyond our understanding because of the entropy in the universe. And that's what God is. God is that entropy. God is that energy. So